Hi everyone, welcome to Kole Sukailu, Real Aikaiwa Shadowing. Let's get started with today's shadowing lesson. Listen to today's real native conversation. Focus on the rhythm and shadow along. Kyomo, Ishoni, step up, Shimasho. Practice daily to master vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and rhythm. Repeat. Try again and again. Zehi. Shanaru no Toroku wo. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Okay, are you ready? Here we go.
Okay, so you're giving a presentation, right? And someone asks a question. Not just any question, but a good one. How do you acknowledge that without just saying, that's a good question? You know, like the Japanese, "ii shitsuman desu ne."
Right. It's like you want to show you're impressed, but also keep the flow going. It's a bit of a skill.
Totally. And it's even more important when you're doing it in English. So what are some go-to phrases, like, that actually elevate the person asking the question, making them feel heard and smart?
Okay, so let's start with, like, my personal favorite. How about, "That's an excellent point"?
Ooh, yeah. That's an excellent point. It's simple. It's direct. It also kind of validates their insight.
Exactly. You're not just saying the question's good. You're saying their point is excellent. Like, that's an excellent point. I'm glad you brought that up.
I love that. It's like you're saying, wow, that's an insightful question. What about another way to say that? A bit less formal.
How about, "That's a really insightful question"?
Yeah, that's a really insightful question. It's still high praise.
Yeah, it highlights how perceptive their question is. You could follow it up with, like, "That's a really insightful question. It's something we should address."
Perfect. It gives the question importance. And that, is what you want to do.
So if you want to be even less formal, you could say something like, "That's a great question, actually."
That's a great question, actually. I like how "actually" adds a little emphasis, like you really mean it.
Yeah, it makes it a little more conversational. Like, "That's a great question, actually. I hadn't thought of it that way."
That's it. And it feels a bit more natural, like you're thinking on the spot. Okay, so what's another phrase that can kind of acknowledge a good question?
Okay, how about, "That's a very astute question"?
That's a very astute question. Ooh, that sounds super smart.
Yeah, it means their question is, like, clever and sharp, That's a very astute question. It goes right to the heart of the issue.
That makes the person feel so smart. You're really giving them credit for asking a great question.
Exactly. And what's one more phrase? Something that can show you're really interested in their thoughts?
Okay, how about, "That's an important question to consider"?
That is an important question to consider.
Yeah, that validates the importance of their question and shows you think about it too.
Right. It's like saying, "This is something we need to explore," which makes them feel great. Like, that's an important question to consider. Yeah. And we really have to think about it.
Exactly. It also gives you a way to pivot into the answer.
Yeah. And these can also help you, when you're trying to buy some time thinking about the answer.
So to recap, we've got, "That's an excellent point."
That's a really insightful question.
That's a great question, actually.
That's a very astute question.
Yeah, that's an important question to consider.
Right. They all help elevate the questioner, make them feel smart and heard. Plus, you get to not sound boring with "good question." Exactly. That's what we're trying to avoid, right?
Yep. And it is about showing genuine appreciation. All right, let's go through these one more time, like we're teaching a class.
Okay, first off, "That's an excellent point."
Next up, "That's a really insightful question."
Then, "That's a great question, actually."
After that, "That's a very astute question."
And lastly, "That's an important question to consider."
All right, we've finished today's lesson. How did you find it? Kyo mo sukoshi zutsu step up. Dekimashita ne. Honjini. Sugoi desu. Please let me know your thoughts or requests in the comments. And Zehi cheneru no toroku wo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. I'm looking forward to seeing you all again. Ashita mo, ishoni, gambarimashou ne. See you next time. Bye-bye.